for your punishment, slave.
I sometimes scream out, no. When really they mean yes.
Yes, yes!
And this is why we have the safe word. Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
She's not a Christian!
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, and my guest on the show is my good buddy here in Canada, John Steinberg. Welcome to the show, John.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, John. Let's just maybe introduce you to my audience a little bit about yourself. I think the first time we ran into each other, was it Ottawa or you just moved to Toronto or something like that?
It would have been in Ottawa.
Ottawa, yeah. I remember that was one of the few clubs out of all the Yuck Yucks chain. Like Howie was very particular on who headlined the club. Mm-hmm. So I middled there forever and then eventually started headlining. And I think maybe the first time I'd headlined, I think I ran into you. And I think Howie had pulled me aside and said, you should see this guy. And you were awesome. It was really cool to see you because you sounded and your whole approach to comedy was like nothing I hadn't seen in a long time. I'm sure you get the comparisons to Stephen Wright and things like that, and the mechanics and the presentation of it. But you did a very cool thing, and I always enjoy watching you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I remember one of my first opening spots at that club. My grandma came to see me, and she couldn't quite make it through your whole set.
No, she left? Your grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother.
How old was she at that time?
On you, I guess she would have been like 80.
80-year-old Jewish lady is seeing Jason Rouse in a rage.
Yeah. No, you weren't,
I must have looked like a
restrained as you are now.
Yeah, I'm a little more paced, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really just
back then.
I was running with no arms for like the first 10 years of my career, and but yeah, it was you were doing a guest spot at the Toronto club or the Ottawa club.
Yeah, I think you were actually still middling.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So you were on right after me.
Perfect.
Because I was doing 7 minutes at the top, and then so she made it through my whole thing, and which I was proud of her for. Yeah, and then. She made it through some of you.
You work a little blue, but mine's a little more rambunctious than yours.
Yeah.
What was her? Did she have any kind of comments? I'm a little curious what an 80-year-old grandmother would have thought about. Like, she's like just repulsed in general, or was there something specific that was like, I'm out?
She didn't mention anything. I remember.
She didn't talk to you for a year.
No, I remember she left. Little bit after a bit about stripper with a colostomy bag.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe some of her friends had those. So.
Some of her friends.
A little close to home, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to know your audience, right?
Yeah.
80-year-old women are not necessarily my demographic. I'd love to do a show. I actually thought about taping a special in a retirement home.
Yeah.
Just do my regular club act in front of, 70 to 100-year-old patients. Some of them aren't even facing the right direction.
I think some of them would love it.
Yeah.
I think, maybe the ones that didn't might be more vocal. But
what are they going to do? One kick to the chest and they're dead. I could stomp on them on like a sea turtle with a crowbar. Yeah, I could just... Yeah, there would... You could... No, you can't hit them, can you?
Not Really?
Maybe we wouldn't be very good public servants. What do you think you'd do if you weren't doing stand-up? High jump? No?
Yeah, I don't know. I used to work an electronics recycling plant for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I wasn't too good at that. But
you had to separate like plastic from metal or something like that of
Yeah,
defunct kind of computer parts
yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah, no, I would.
You're not
yeah, I
really
did
known
that.
for your high-paced antics either.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit.
10 minutes,
but
I heard.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Was that the last kind of
Couple
normal
days.
9-to-5 job that you kind of had?
Yeah, that's the last one. I haven't had too many. But
No.
Yeah, most of the time there, I was taking plastic. I was throwing it into a big machine that crushed it into big blocks of plastic.
Yeah. And what other losers were you working with at that time? Because you get at those kind of fucked up jobs like that where it's just mindless mechanical work, it attracts retards.
Yeah,
So in
well,
those
it's a
jobs,
mix. It's a mix of people that like
trying to move up, and
have
people are just trying
like
to.
dreams. I find that want to do something, that are in a band or whatever.
Yeah, it's paying the bills. There's other things. It's not. They're not supporting a family off of plastic.
And then there's a few people that are just like,
Shooters,
full on.
company men.
This is, it's what they do. They just have to get through to the next weekend so they can get hammered. And then come back and start over Monday.
But that's the Canadian way, and it's very easy. That 10 years of your life can blow by doing that just to get hammered, to black out,
Oh, more than...
to see how fat your wife is. Well, you fucker, your pig wife, because you want to hang yourself because you work in a warehouse and it's in shipping and receiving. And you every day you look up at the rafters and go, I could fucking hang myself, but I'm gonna black out, fuck my wife, and beat the shit out of my kids and dog.
It's the dream.
That's a Canadian dream. That's a life for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can get there.
If you think you fell into that kind of lifestyle and you were just mindless, hammered, you get fucking hammered once a week. I mean, like blackout drunk, right? And very belligerent. You found a mean streak because you have so much resentful about how you have to climb in the bed with this fucking pig every night, and she farts on your leg and burns your pajamas. I forget where I was going with this. What?
It's good. I don't think I had an answer. Anyways, so.
Yeah, that's horrible. But you go back to Ottawa and you look around and you go like, it's a very kind of, it's not a lifestyle for everybody. There's a lot of highs and lows in being a comedian, not only in Canada but anywhere. And you make sacrifices so you don't have to fuck your fat wife. Oh my God. And every time she's in bed, she just smells like piss-soaked newspaper, like out of the bottom of a bird cage or something, and rolled over and goes, do you want the rest of these chicken fingers? They're in a drawer next to her vibrators. Yeah, I don't want that life either. But at least you're not sorting computer equipment anymore.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what I would be doing, I don't know. What have you been doing gig-wise lately?
It's not a lot of...
Nothing out west?
Not in a while.
What are some of your favorite places to play in Western Canada?
I like...
Didn't you go over to Scotland and do
Victoria.
some gigs with Stade?
Yeah. I went
Ah.
I went for like a month.
That's
out there.
great. Well, how long ago was that?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
No
We
shit.
Yeah, we did Wales a little bit.
Yeah, Cardiff?
Scotland and
Yeah.
England and all over.
Wow. How many dates in a month?
It was tight. It was like 17 shows
Wow.
in like 21 days or something like that.
What a great first impression. You're doing theater gigs with Tom Stade, one of Canada's best exports.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
In front of, and you know his crowd rocks.
Yeah.
You know, they've had a couple drinks. They're there to have a good time. They're with Tom. They're in good hands. And then you show up. How did it go?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because even on the good nights, they'll test you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you found even when you were doing well, they were a little more combative.
Yeah. No, there was a
in
few.
a kind of passive aggressive like relationship that they have. Like, yeah, you're fucking great. You're like, yeah, okay. Well, I'll finish the rest of the joke now, kind of thing. Or, fuck you, we love you. These kind of backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
What was the best city that you did on the tour? I'm sure Scotland, and maybe Edinburgh, maybe.
Yeah, we did.
Because he's lived there for 10 plus years now in Scotland.
Yeah, we didn't actually play Edinburgh. We did
Really?
Aberdeen,
Okay,
Scotland, which was
that's pretty rural, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
that
in the
was a little
Highlands?
bit rough. That was
That was a rough
my
one in
first night.
Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Scots are
bad,
great,
but
man. Did you
yeah.
go to the stand in Edinburgh or Glasgow?
Yeah, I did the Edinburgh one.
How great is that?
Yeah, no, that's fun.
I went in there,
good.
and this is before it opened. I'm looking around going, oh no, this is going to be like, it looks like the movie Saw in here. Like and then the shows were excellent. There's about an 8-inch riser for a stage. The table sometimes bangs your knee because they're sitting so close.
Yeah.
A third of the audience is standing. They're holding drinks. No one's talking, and they're there to see comedy. And they've seen some of the best in the world.
Yeah, no, I like that club. It reminded me a little bit of Ottawa, the old Ottawa one.
Mm-hmm. In the
'Cause of
basement.
the small
In
kinda
the
darkness and
what was the hotel called?
the Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill Hotel. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I took a shit in the sink there in front of Dylan Mandelson. He freaked out. He was because you could smoke in the room. Well, no, you could smoke in the room. But anyway, you're there doing shows, and what was the Aberdeen was rough.
Yeah, there was a few rough ones here and there. It was, they were mostly good though. I find they really like the dark stuff there.
Yes.
And,
If it's very wordy and articulate, and they'll go along. They'll go along if there's meat on it for them. Where North Americans tend to be, you got to pop it a little more and be a little more direct.
Yeah.
Where you can paint a little more in Europe in general, I find.
Yeah. They're not. It's not
So dismissive.
necessarily that they're smarter, because they're not all that smart.
Yeah, people
But
in
they-
general.
But they're more, I guess, patient with their comedy.
They're arty. I'm sure there's a better collective of words than arty, but they're a little more keen to know what is cool.
Yeah.
You know, with art, fashion, and music and everything, you know, they're always been ahead of the curve. You know,
And
what
that's-
what kind of heckles did you get? Was there something? There must be something that haunts. Because they can hurt your feelings pretty good, right? They'll say some fucked up shit that you didn't know about your family.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything specific. I remember there was some ones that stung for sure. I don't know. The scars
From women,
are
the worst
still
from
there.
women.
Yeah.
Women will stand up and tell you to suck their dick. And that's just on the way into the club. I don't know. I love doing my shows. What other countries have you been to besides UK?
There's a little bit of America, not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the Charleston Comedy Festival.
Okay.
In Charleston, South Carolina.
Are you kind of open to that kind of lifestyle, to travel more and go to a little more? Because, you know, as far as I know, you've never, married. No married? I had a stroke. Not married and no children.
Yeah.
Neither
That's
of us.
true.
So you kind of have a license to kind of go fuck off and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean,
You still
I
running
don't
those
know.
cockfights in your basement every Wednesday? You down in the basement with a whip and a bottle of whiskey and 4 roosters in a cage. No shirt on, covered in grease, with rags around your fist with blood on them like blood sport. Cockfights, John, cockfights. I can't see you I could see you at a cockfight, but just standing there with feathers in your hair. Going, you know what? I think everybody's a winner tonight. Who wants the rest of these chicken fingers?
Yeah, I don't see why it has to be so competitive. I can't. We just be there for the sport. It's, everybody's
a winner, right?
Yeah.
But that's what happens now. All the kids get awards and contests.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the winner got the winner?
Yeah, I remember it because it wasn't me. I remember that. I remember I got no trophies.
You did.
I did get participation. And remember that when they did the Canadian fitness test
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
schools, and they would
Come around you, and then you spend $35 on a T-shirt that you didn't want.
and they would give you badges, and there was
Pyramid scheme.
yeah, there was gold, silver, and bronze, and then below bronze
Participating.
participation.
Yes. Yeah, they branded the
It
whole
was,
thing, and it was for
A
fucking
certificate.
zeros
Yeah,
that are contributing nothing to the field.
yeah.
That's why they have gold, silver, and bronze to know who the fucking losers are. Participation, it was you were just labeled as an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You may as well. They should have given you a dunce cap, right? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah,
At least you'd
pretty
be
much.
motivated, right? You look at that tall, pointy hat in the mirror, you'll be like, I need to get my shit together. Somebody might want to fuck me one day, but I got participation. So everyone's just kind of bumping into each other, going, "I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?" And the guy with the bronze is getting his ass licked under a baseball bleacher.
Yeah.
So I've heard. I don't know. I've competed in a
life.
couple contests. What year were you in Canada Search?
A
while back.
Oh, the laugh off? Yeah.
No, didn't you do Yuck Yuck Search for Canada's Funniest Comic?
Yeah, that was the laugh off, wasn't it?
That was okay. I think they eventually became into the Laugh Off,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah, I did
competed.
that in 2000. It's 5 years ago, maybe.
The dog's eating, but it sounds like an old man eating his own ass out. What are you licking? Your forearm? Jesus, making me horny. It's like finger banging a fucking chick from Sudbury. It sounds like a dog eating Jell-O. Are you dating anybody? You got to.
Yeah.
You're with a chick for some time. Is it the same girl still?
Yeah.
Shit, that's been 10 years?
Yeah, 12 or so.
What the fuck, John?
Yeah.
No one told me about this.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I think my longest relationship was about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of
think,
those.
Might remember that girl.
Yeah, you remember a couple of them.
Yeah.
They were all fucking psychos, weren't they? Didn't one spit on you? Didn't you get... Did you get attacked on stage?
Yeah, I did in Kelowna.
What? Well, can you give maybe people who don't know what Kelowna, BC is like? How many hours is that from Vancouver, would you say?
I don't even. Is it 5?
5. It's a drive.
Something.
It's a drive.
It's a ways.
Is it shit? Isn't it? Is it
It's a
shit?
ways. It's kind of shit.
So you
There's a
show
lot
up. Who's on the show with you?
It was. Pete Johansson.
Pete Johansson.
Was headlining.
Well, that's good. At least you had some decent backup, right?
And,
It wasn't like you were with
yeah, he was out smoking.
Nikki Payne. He was out.
when it happened.
So good. Did he
And,
did he
came
say
back.
what the fuck?
And then, yeah.
I heard Ron Vaudry pulled a knife on the guy.
Yeah.
So you're doing your set.
Yeah, but I'm doing my set, and I'm getting heckled from all sides of the stage.
Destroyed.
All random people. And
Yeah.
Just like...
Idiot convention.
Yeah, no one in particular, but everybody's yelling stuff at me. So I picked one guy who's just like the last guy.
Yeah.
To say
The
something.
coherent thing that you can maybe work from.
And then it's a stock heckler line, but I just heard a guy use it in Calgary at the Yuck Yucks, and the room went nuts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll pull this one out, and everybody will love me.
So
It's like, sir, every time you open your mouth, I can smell your mother's cunt.
Classic and a family favorite.
Yeah. Which is, it's a little heavy.
But
out the gate.
a little, yeah. But you know what? They made their beds as a group, and they had to sleep in it. But of course, you went to somebody who was a little punchy.
Yeah. And it was just, and I don't even know if this guy was heckling me the most or the worst, or he was just the most recent person
available.
I heard heckle me, but yeah, he was quite upset about it.
So he comes to the stage to greet you?
Yeah. So he gets up on stage, and he's does this, puffing his chest out with his arms behind him, kind of thing. It's like, what do you say to me?
Yeah. Keep in mind, you weigh like 110 pounds.
Yeah, roughly.
And you at a glance,
on a good day, yeah.
They're not, this guy's clearly a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But he's defending his honor in front of a room full of retards. In front of a professional comedian who's done nothing but drive for 6 hours to go entertain these fucking idiots. So Boss Hogg can stand up and go, "What did you say?"
Yeah. So I like...
If you had a gun, would you have shot him in the face? You can tell me. I'll turn off the microphone.
Yeah. Probably. So I like...
that would be hilarious if you were in like a long trench coat and it was... He comes to the stage and you're like, "I'm out," and pull out a shotgun and blow the guy's head off in front of everybody and then go, "You guys like magic?"
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I think it's time. We're going to grab some coffee and head to the dog park.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And we're back here at the dog park here in Toronto, Canada. Stanley Park, not confused with the Vancouver Stanley Park.
No.
And we've been watching. There's probably 12 dogs in this dog pen.
I'd say at least.
If you were going to be a dog here, okay, pick a dog that most suits me.
Gonna go with this one that keeps digging the hole.
It's a nowhere?
Yeah.
Eating his own shit? What one digging his own hole?
There's this brown one. I think it ran over there now.
Okay.
It keeps digging a hole by the water fountain.
Yeah, he's the village idiot. He thinks there's steak under the fucking gravel. All right, I'm going to go.
Keeps filling the hole.
You're going to be that dog having a panic attack under the picnic table over the black one with his tongue out?
Yeah.
Oh.
That seems like me.
Did you ever dogs growing up when you were a kid?
I did when I was really little. And then, my dad got allergic.
So he had to put down in front of you with a crossbow?
Yeah. No. Sorry.
I had my dog run over in front of me when I was a kid. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. No.
I've had a few deaths. I remember I must have been 4 or 5. I lived in these kind of project housing over by Centennial Parkway by Eastgate Square. And a lady who lived about 3 stories up from us committed suicide. She jumped off the balcony, and her foot hit our balcony on the way down, and her shoe fell off.
Wow.
And I remember my mother pushing me back away from the balcony, as you could hear, and I leaned over, and there's people screaming, and a lady laying on the ground.
Wow.
Is that weird?
You kept the shoe?
I did keep the shoe. Yeah, I keep it on a keychain. It's a great conversation starter, I'll tell you. But could you steal someone's dog? First of all, can you run, John?
Oh, yeah, that's too... I think you're asking if I could or I would.
Don't you
steal
have a
someone's
bit about
dog.
stealing a dog?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't have any. I have a bit about the dog fighting, but
Yeah.
yeah. But no, yeah, I could, or I would steal a dog, but I don't.
Oh, someone shaved. Oh, look at that. He's a different color underneath.
Yeah,
Some sort of weird war paint on that one.
yeah.
That's, yeah, when you... All right, okay, we'll go back to you riding the dogs.
Yeah.
What kind of dog would you ride?
Back to that.
If you had, oh, well, first of all, sometimes I ask this on the show if you've been playing along. If you could ride one animal, what would you ride? This is like it could be like a Thundercat situation where it's like your buddy who can talk a bit, but
Yeah.
also he gets you around, and maybe he's a bit of a badass. I don't know.
So-
You could ride a giant snake that was maybe poisonous or not poisonous, or a pack of ferrets. You know what I mean? You could go deep. You
Yeah,
can go more
yeah.
than one ferret. No one's going to, unless you're really small, you could ride a ferret.
Good
I don't
idea.
like the dip in the back, though. Your feet would keep
Dude.
touching the ground every time I hopped.
Could you have 2 big ferrets as like skis?
You know what? What about otters?
Otters would be.
So they're amphibial. What is it when you can go up on the land and the water?
Bioamphibious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when a girl likes girls and guys. By amphibious. There you go. You still smoking weed, John? No. What? You're half cooked?
Mostly after that.
Why haven't you put an album out yet?
Oh, I did.
Did you put a stand-up album?
Yeah.
When? This year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Between Me and the Wall.
Between Me and the Wall.
Yeah.
Very cool. Where did you record that?
I recorded at Yuck Yucks downtown.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
is
I'm
it just
happy with it.
Straight stand-up?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And people can buy that on iTunes?
Yeah. It's on iTunes and Google Play, CD Baby. all
Are
kinds
you
of
under a
places.
record label, or did you put it out independently?
No, it's independent.
Very cool. Yeah, I put out one a year ago.
Oh, nice.
Myself on myself. I had some offers from labels and some here and there, but I found that I got bullied into it, and it's great. I'm stoked. It was we did it in Calgary. It was filthy,
Yeah, so
filthy
you,
show. But I'm dying. I'm gonna try and put try and put together a Netflix special while I'm in New York.
oh, nice.
See what
That'd be
happens.
cool.
I need to do another hour of television-based kind of stand-up special. I'm overdue now, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out how I want to present it and all that stuff. But I got some shows coming up here in Toronto with you.
Yeah. That's right.
It's correct.
Tonight, for example.
Tonight, yeah, we'll be Yuck Yucks tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good show. Jesus Christ. We're in the middle of a park, public park. The neighbors are all coming out of the apartment buildings and go, these guys are at it again. They just smoke dope and will watch dogs shit in the park. Losers. We're going to see their show tonight. Well, it's like a nice neighborhood. Where do you live? Probably some shithole, right?
Yeah.
Do you? Where you?
I'm in Leslieville. It's not bad, actually.
Yeah,
It's
but you
very
know,
nice.
being as a touring comic, you get to sleep in some fucking, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh man, like dumps,
Awful.
awful places. Like, just push me into a fucking dumpster and throw a coffee in my face in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it'll be better than this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's,
Who's the worst person to tour with, besides me?
yeah, I don't know if I want to
Reveal that.
name names because I have to probably tour with some of these
Yeah, you're
people
booked next
again.
weekend with these assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be terrible when you're stuck with somebody for sometimes 2-3 weeks and they're miserable.
Yeah.
Didn't BJ Woodbury pull a knife on you?
No. He didn't. He had, he had a bit of a time. I had really good times with him, too, though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't want to just,
No,
tell
of course.
my awful BJ stories and then have people.
I love
think
like
that's what it is.
Stan Thompson being on the road with Stan is an adventure because he's done it so many times. It's like hanging out with like a Canadian Indiana Jones. He knows every shithole bar, every place that he's played. Been there 100 times. Always knows someone in town.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no.
this is good weed. I think.
Yeah.
Do you put tobacco in it too?
Yeah.
Did you do that always? Because that's kind of
I
frowned
did.
upon here.
Yeah, no, I think it's more of a, in Ottawa it seemed to be more common. And,
Ottawa's a bit of a shithole, John. I'd
no,
like to
it's-
just publicly say that. Do you know that? And I'm from Hamilton. I'm saying that right to your face. It's a fucking... I have nothing... Listen, I like the club. I like doing the shows, but the city is fucking boring.
Yeah, it's a great town. It's
It's right. That's how you
we're
like it,
both
boring?
saying.
What would be
Yeah,
your...
no, it is. I mean, it's nice in the summer there. You go to the market.
So is Barry.
and the thing.
Go to the market? What are you, an 80-year-old grandmother? Were you at my show? Fuck Ottawa. Sorry.
I feel like I need. to
There's
defend
never... What is that, farmer's market and shit?
it.
The only good thing that
There's
came
the-
out of Ottawa was Norm Macdonald, John Steinberg, Tom Green, and there was another person, Mike Hickey. He's a musician. He's a friend of mine. He lives in L.A. Played in a band called Daiquiri. Really, really like art punk type stuff. Check it out. It's like your whole life in one song
Wow. That's be something to hear.
without a hooker spitting in your mouth. Have you ever been with a hooker? Oh, that's right. You're in a committed relationship
Yeah.
for 58 years. Mm-hmm. You gonna marry this lady?
I don't know.
Ugh.
We
Things have
were-
been going fine so far. Why ruin it with a marriage?
Yeah.
Because a lot of how many of your friends have had kids like twice, 3 times now,
A couple of them.
and they're
well,
fucking
they're not.
fat wives. What a
friends.
bunch of pigs! They're terrible people. Do you know where the most terrible people are? In Hollywood, where I live.
Yeah.
There's some awful individuals there.
I'd
It
imagine.
is one bad phone call from a school shooting. It's insane. Like 1 minute, part of the city's on fire.
Yeah.
Then some cop is shooting some poor black kid. And then the Kardashians, someone fucking had a lanced a boil on their knee. Or someone's getting their dick cut off.
Yeah.
And then there's
No,
comedy in
same.
between that. Have you been to California before or Hollywood? No.
Yeah, briefly. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you doing shows or?
No, I was just. I did an open mic, but was visiting my sister. She lives there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is your sister in show business or?
Yeah, she does some directing.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you been auditioning for like? Do you do commercial auditions or like do you audition for film? Because you're very kind of like myself, where people either want you or they don't.
Yeah,
There still doesn't seem to be. We're kind of niche in a sense that we're, especially aesthetically, people. There's not a lot of leeway there. They're either into the whole thing or they're not. And but you playing in films or dramatic roles would be no problem.
Yeah, no, I did a few things. I did a kid show for 2 years.
Oh, did you? Like a
Yeah.
YTV thing?
It was a Family Channel. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
What was the Family Channel show called?
It was called Really Me.
Really Me.
Yeah.
Did you have to wear? Did it actually come on in the AM where kids were watching this week after week in the morning?
I think it was the afternoons kind of thing, like after school.
Okay.
Kind of like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing,
grade like 5 to 8 or something like
but
that.
It was like it was for like tweens.
Okay.
It was a tween show.
You know what? That's fucking great. Because when you're 50 and those girls are in their 20s and ready to fuck, you're going to be set up. You're going to have a new show called Boy Are My Balls Tired. I wish. I fucked up. That's why I don't hate on, like, I don't give a fuck. Justin Bieber and all these pop guys. Hey, buddy, good luck. But you're all going to hit the bottom sooner or later, and I'll be waiting there with my dick in my hand, Britney Spears. I'm saying that right out loud. So, you do this kids show.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of, could you write on the show?
No.
No, so you had to play a character?
Yeah.
What was the premise for this character?
More or less. The show was about a girl that had her own reality show.
Uh-huh.
So there was a camera guy that followed her around.
On a set?
No, in her home.
In a
and
real home?
school and whatever. Yeah, it was shot on a set.
You were the neighbor, John?
And no, I was the editor who was stationed in their garage for some reason.
Yeah. You lived in the garage like Fonzie?
Yeah, and I would like hang out a lot with like the youngest son,
Yeah.
which is
I know. The show was called Nambla. What? So you're a guy in his 30s hanging out with the youngest son on a kid's show.
Yeah, like alone in a garage.
High as shit.
Yeah.
Blackout drunk and belligerent. I'm an artist, goddammit. What was the... So were you kind of like a weird character that would kind of show up and...
Yeah, they would have.
I'm getting like a kind of snuffle up, I guess, to the show. That kind of guy?
Yeah, kind of, if he wasn't a Muppet, I guess. Or less of a Muppet.
What were some of your... Did you have some catchphrases? Did you have like a costume that you had to wear, a wacky suit, or...
No, I wore like crazy costumes sometimes. I did.
With everything that had the crotch cut out of it. Dick hanging out. Shoot him from the stomach up. We can't do this. He's done this to all his pants.
Yeah, no, I had to dress as a lady in one. And
Did you change your voice?
No.
No. That's a horrible lady voice. You had to dress up as a lady. Why?
Yeah,
Why for
dance.
transgender talks on the show? This is a lady's dress, and this is a man's cock. Get used to this, because this is your future. Kids are all crying. You drink a booze, and you got puke down your dress.
I feel like the stuff you're making up for this is way more entertaining than the truth, so I don't know. how much truth
Sorry.
you want me to
Count.
interject.
Oh man. Well, I'm sure it was nothing like that. My imagination always runs into the worst case scenarios. I think you've been around me enough. I know that I love, like, I think we both agree on this. The movie Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
The tension that's throughout the whole film. The idea of you being on a kid show with he keeps cut. He keeps cutting the crotches out of all his costumes. All right, we'll keep the kids in the hallway till we get this fixed. You totally diva out. Oh, that's very entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I just think. You ever see that Bobcat movie, Shakes the Clown, where he's an alcoholic clown?
No.
Oh, check it out. Fantastic. Very underrated.
Yeah.
And it has those elements, where it's I don't know, like antisocial behavior in amongst people who don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
Which I think you get a lot with hidden camera shows. I've always thought those were hilarious when they're really authentic.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
that's
kind of
what I
hokey, kind of cheesy stuff, but there's some stuff that's really, really funny. And I love being surprised, and I like seeing people surprised. And that stuff it always gets me going. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm working on a sketch with Dave Hudson right now for a movie trailer called Kindergarten Cunt. And what happens is this serial killer kills a high school teacher. And on her deathbed, she tells him and gets him to agree and say that he has to take on her role as a teacher, that she doesn't have the heart to leave these kids behind. Yeah. And he's guilted into it. So he goes through this kind of Norman Bates type psycho thing where he's got her wig on and he starts wearing her clothes. And it has that Superman element where it's Clark Kent glasses, but it's really Superman. Yeah. So it's kind of fucked up Mrs. Doubtfire meets Cape Fear. Yeah. And I think we're going to shoot this.
Wow. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's going to be totally terrifying. So, watch out. Coming to a theater near you. Kindergarten Cunt with a K. I worked as a teacher's assistant for 2 years.
Wow.
At a school in Hamilton. This goes to show how loose the school board is, the education system in Hamilton is. Yeah. I worked for 2 years as an assistant. It was part of a co-op, anything to get out of Parkview. So they started throwing us just these bottom feeder, someone else deal with our problem type stuff. They pawn us off on other schools and various situations. So, and there was a chance we could make, I think it was prison. I forgot we got paid too. It was co-op that we got paid for. So we just go do PA, personal assistant stuff for teachers in schools and do photocopies and bullshit like that. And we get I don't know, a check every week for $20 or something like that. It was prison stuff. We were clearly picking up the slack of the teachers and furthering our education through hard labor. We may as well have been digging ditches for the sewer system at the school. It was a pawn. I don't know. Did you finish school?
Yeah, I did eventually. Yeah, I did.
How was it? Did you excel academically or?
No, not really.
No,
I went. I dropped out of regular high school partway through. And I went to
For what reason? Was there anything particular or?
I just wasn't having a good time.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
And
dude, I went to an all boys vocational school.
Yeah.
Meaning the worst of the worst. These guys were on their way either to prison. There was students that would be coming to school in a police car, brought into school, picked up and brought home. So it was a fucking Lord of the Flies, man, out of the gate. So I hated it. But what are your options?
Yeah.
You're a leper amongst the community if you decide, like, you know what, I can't do the school thing, but I don't know what else I want to do. I haven't failed enough or lived long enough to realize this is kind of not my bag and I need to find something else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I went to alternative school after, which was ridiculous.
That's what I was, all boys it was all shops and basic level academic. It was the worst. I learned more after school via the computer than I did in all my years of education system.
Yeah.
6 months on the internet, I could learn anything.
Yeah, well, now kids,
Basket weaving.
they don't need school for any of that kind of stuff. It's just...
I want that fucking wire in the head. You know what I mean? I'll do the tube feed. I posted this thing on my feed. They're doing, for people, it's like a bypass surgery thing where they put a valve on your lower intestine so you can drain off your food into the toilet so that you can eat more.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
I've walked on people, having a piss in an open door, but if I walked in and some guy was half-digested, like, stool into a urinal, well, I'm trying to beat off in the stall next to him. You ever have sex in a public bathroom?
No, I can't.
It's dirty. It's dirty, man. Between the smell of the asshole and the urine on the floor, it can really ruin your day. Do you mind if I have a cigarette, John?
Yeah.
Thank you. Belmont's. Fucking these days are numbered, huh? The sunshine.
Yeah, for sure.
What happened? All the dogs cleared out except that one.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's got
dog.
3 legs.
Yeah.
He's got 3 legs,
Yeah,
John.
I've been watching him this whole time.
It's a collie, a miniature collie with 3 legs, like a little lassie.
Yeah.
It kind of looks a lot like your career over there.
It's hobbling along, yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, but when the dog's not aware, I guess, he
Dog's
seems
having
happy.
Fun, yeah.
His master probably takes good care of him. And then this guy over here is giving head to a 4-legged dog. What the fuck? You just spit your cigarette out.
Well, you didn't need to mention it was a 4-legged dog.
I remember Casey Corbin and Boomer spent probably close to a half an hour explaining to my friends from Finland what the premise was for The Littlest Hobo, and then went and showed them on the big screen TV a girl getting fucked by a German Shepherd with the music playing over top of it. And the dog was banging her. She was on her back. Who does that?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on the show, John. Where can people get a hold of you? Where are you on the Instagram and the Twitter and Snapchat?
I'm on Twitter and the Facebook. I'm not on the Instagram or Snapchat yet, but.
And is there johnsteinberg.com?
Yeah. It's john-steinberg.com because that asshole John Steinberg, he took johnsteinberg.com before.
Well, if whoever has johnsteinberg.com, I want you to send him death threats on behalf of john-steinberg.com.
Yeah.
And but I'm looking forward to working with you this week, John. We're going to have a fucking blast. So go to jasonrouse.com. Check out the dates. All Toronto, Mississauga, Ajax, Niagara Falls. I think that's it.
Don't kiss me on the mouth. Don't ask if you're hurting me. And if you hear the safe word, stop what you're doing immediately. Do you have pantyhose?